Okay, it's 6 o'clock. If you could all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lost my pen. Okay, has everybody had a chance to peruse the agenda?
I motion to approve this evening's agenda.
I'll second it.
Okay, with that, all in favor?
Aye.
And we have an agenda. Next item is Superintendent's Report. Mr. Jesse.
Great. Thanks, Board President Wheelander. Good evening, school board, student representatives, staff, community members, parents and guardians, and our other students over here to perform. I will start this evening talking about Shelton Promise. If you haven't heard, we have an agreement with Evergreen State. So for any of our graduates this year, so any of the 3 high schools, if you are graduating here as part of the Shelton School District, this school year and next year, you can have free tuition if you're accepted into Evergreen State. So again, free tuition plus a reduced cost and a free application, and they will assist you in your application as well. We have a lot of information on Shelton Promise right on the front page of our website, sheltonschools.org, or you can always stick around. I'm sure if either I can answer a question for you or a couple other staff members that I have here in the crowd can absolutely point you in the right direction about Shelton Promise. So lots of excitement. We have a number of students being accepted and are going to attend Evergreen State. So I think it's a really good, unique opportunity here for the Shelton School District, our community, and most certainly our students and their families to be able to attend a 4-year school for free tuition. So I just want to do my plug. Tonight's one of those nights. Is a combination of a number of things that folks who are attending today get to see. One, I will start off, is around our strategic plan. We have 4 priority areas: high quality literacy, college and career readiness, effective teachers and leaders, and safe and welcoming environments. The reason why tonight is a really unique night for that is because we are going to hear from a number of our staff about all of their work around literacy. If you didn't know, over the last 3 years, we've gone from 20% of our 3rd graders meeting standard in ELA, reading and writing, to now 43%. That's an incredible rise. Other like school districts do not have those same kind of performance numbers. They're usually in the low 30%. So again, our 3rd graders are outperforming other like districts here in Washington State in ELA, and it's due to our teachers. And the other part is effective teachers and leaders. A number of our teachers receive effective professional development. When I came to this district, one of the things I heard loud and clear was, please provide me with some quality professional development and make sure that it's got some continuity to it, meaning year to year and not just something new every year. We also provide coaching for our novice teachers, so teachers in their first couple of years, and a number of them are also here to present this evening, and specifically in the area of literacy. So I just really feel very proud to have an opportunity to hear their voice and their experiences with their students. So many of you who are either listening on in the crowd or on TV know that these are some of your students' teachers, and you should feel very proud to have them educating your child. I know I do feel very proud as the superintendent. And we have OBJ's band, and really excited. And some people don't make connections to things, but we've had a 70% decrease in suspensions. And the reason is because we not only are really working to engage our students, but we also are providing high quality literacy and high quality instruction to bring them into the fold. help teach them pro-social skills, and then awesome engagement and enrichment, just like the band that you have here. These students have worked really hard. They're proud to attend OBJH, and they also have some, not completely, some new instruments here, and we have a lot of new instruments for the high school band. It's one of the investments the district has made over this last couple years is new band equipment, so instruments for our students. So we get to hear them tonight, and I can't wait. So with that, I just want to say thank you so much for having a huge crowd here this evening. Lots of great things going on for the Shelton School District. Lots of things we're proud, and most certainly we get to hear the students from OBJH. So with that, thank you so much.
Thank you. With that, the reason I'm here tonight, the band, OBJH, let's go.
I'd like to introduce Nick Sanders, our band teacher at Oakland Bay. I'm Marianne Marshall. I'm the principal at Oakland Bay, and I'm excited tonight for our students to be able to perform for everyone.
All right, good evening. My name is Nick Sanders. I'm the band director at Oakland Bay Junior High, and this is our advanced band, and we're going to be performing two pieces for you tonight. The chorale from Jupiter, from Gustav Holst's The Planets, as well as Fantasy and an Irish clogging tune arranged by John Kenyon. Thank you for being here.
Hey, before you guys all slink off, that was outstanding. Thank you very much. Yeah, brought back a lot of dragging my clarinet around memories. So thank you very much. Okay, on to the next item, community comments. As part of the regular school board meeting, the board welcomes community members to make public comments in person and/or by phone as conditions allow. Please see the full script with the call-in instructions and guidelines for community comments displayed on the screen above. First up will be Amy Wagner. No? Okay, thank you. And the next one is Shalisa, I can't read it, Smith.
Hi, am I supposed to say my address? No?
Just your name, because I know I butchered it.
All right, it's Shalisa.
Oh.
My name is Shalisa. Hi, thank you. I first want to acknowledge the difficulty in managing a school district during lean times and say thank you for taking the time to participate in your community by being on the school board, and I really appreciate what you're doing, so thank you. I know that my focus of my communication tonight is already on your minds, which is the levy vote that is coming up. How do we communicate to the community that a yes vote is what is best for our community? I believe that some of the tactics that we've used in the past to persuade people might be useful, but I'm wondering if maybe we might need to imagine some new possibilities. I'd like to maybe giving a place for our community members and our school board members to meet together. With less than 12 months, we have time to communicate and persuade our voters, but I don't think there is time for delay. In my classroom, I have a mindset and a teaching practice of gentle urgency. There's a deadline coming up, and for me, it's the end of a unit assessment, and I'm keeping the pressure on my students to do something gently. So I'm wondering if we can consider this in our levy vote, and how might we imagine having our board and community members do something together in an effort to get to a goal, which is pass the levy. My concern currently is that we don't have the community support for a variety of reasons, and I'm not convinced the message of vote yes for kids is the persuasive tool we need in this moment, despite its truth. I wonder if a good place to start might be a monthly community roundtable or a forum. I don't know that it's the right answer, but just like in my class, sometimes I try things because I need to try and get my students to think. And sometimes it's a great success at getting my students to talk, but it isn't successful at generating the critical thinking that I was hoping for. Right now, I think we need a place for our community members to feel heard. And a roundtable could possibly be a place for that. And from there, we might even find more possibilities that may gently urge our community toward the goal of needed continued public education support. Though I'm asking for consideration and action from the board, I also urge our community members to consider the consequences of our community of a no vote on the upcoming levy and get involved in conversations that help build a stronger community for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we'll move on to reports and recognition. 6.01, report from the student board representatives, and we'll go ahead and just start with Abigail Hurst, Shelton High School.
Spring sports have started back up again. Boys baseball has their first home game this Wednesday. Boys soccer, first home game is this Friday. Girls golf is against Aberdeen this Wednesday. Dance team is attending districts on Saturday. Track has their first home meet Wednesday the 26th. Tennis is away at Kelso High School this Saturday, and softball's first game is this Wednesday, and their first home game will be on the Friday the 21st against River Ridge. This week, one of our students, Yenny Mendoza Pablo, was recognized as Washington State's High School Athlete of the Week. This week is currently finals and wrapping up second trimester. Moving into third trimester, we will start using our digital hall pass system. This hall pass system that our ASB purchased will be used by all students around campus, available to them by Chromebook. Currently, staff and admin are training, and we are working closely between leadership and admin to make this a success. One of our FCCLA members was elected as the Region State 1 Vice President. This is the first time in years that there has been a Region 1 state officer. April 7th through 11th is spring break. Our annual button robe ceremony will be held in the sub building on May 16th at 6 p.m. And our broadcasting crew was invited to the second year to work with WIA Boys and Girls State Basketball Finals. The trip was 3 days long, and our students did amazing. Our leadership class is putting on a talent show. The talent show is on March 28th in the Performing Arts Center, and we are currently hosting open auditions during first lunch.
Thank you. Alan Ramirez from Cedar.
Yeah, I've got quite a bit of stuff to talk about Cedar now. So we've had a large amount of our seniors that have actually already applied for and have been approved to go to Evergreen through the Shelton Promise. I think last I checked, there was about 11 or 17 of our seniors, so a pretty decent majority, about 56% of them, have been accepted into Evergreen thanks to the Shelton Promise. Since we are nearing the end of our trimester, a lot of our staff, teachers are helping students get their grades up for the end of the trimester. We've had a lot of fun with that, especially the seniors. They're really working hard now to try to get their grades up for their final year. We also, this Thursday, we're gonna have our seniors present their high school and beyond plans, which is always super exciting because some of them, you should see the presentations that they make. They make entire, you could almost call them mini movies about how they're gonna be after high school. We also have our counselor, Susie. She continues to provide us with great opportunities. Keeps on giving us information in our, I think it's weekly newsletters. Keeps on giving us really good information, telling us to go to work on our FAFSA, WAFSA, all of that. We have also received news that unfortunately next year we won't be having a principal anymore, Amber Hosford. We understand that this is due to budgetary restrictions that the district is facing. I think we can all agree that it is a rough time for everybody. Students, staff, parents, community members, everyone is going through tough times right now. But there's already been talk at our school about how the sort of upperclassmen, meaning juniors and seniors, will work together very closely with staff to maintain Cedar's culture and keep it how it is. And we are going to be working very hard to have the older students in our school be the ones to teach the freshmen and sophomores how Cedar is, what it's all about. And we are not going to slow down in our community projects, but rather we're going to continue to make bigger and bigger community projects going forward.
That's impressive. I love the fact that you guys have found and adopted a culture to the point that you're going to take this on yourself. So good job. Kaylee Allen.
There's this district program commonly known as Pathways, and at Choice we have this, and it's for students with IEPs aged between 18 to 22. And they are continuing to work on their independent living skills for their transitional plans. Pathways is a community-based and vocationally focused program where the goals for the students is to leave with a paying job and to make connections through adult agencies, which will step in once they graduate. Most recently, 3 students from the Pathways program were on the Special Olympics team and just won first place at the champion tournament in Wenatchee. This team was coached by one of our teachers, Brendan Adams. The Open Doors program has been working with DVR and Morningside to bring weekly workshops to eligible students for developmental employability and interpersonal skills. They've also been working with WorkSource and have several students attending the Young Adult Hiring event this Friday. The main focus of the Open Doors program has been financial literacy and planning for the future. The program sets goals for credits, and they have hit their credit goal for first trimester and some for their second as well. Open Doors was recently featured in the Cascade PPS publication for its work with the Senate Bill 5007 for barrier reduction and funding for chronic absenteeism and truancy. The middle school, the Choice Middle School, just went on a field trip today actually to the United States Geological Survey. They explored the geological formation at the Myman Mounds down and near Tenino. Next, we have our Spirit Week coming up, which features a variety of themes such as anything but a backpack day, 80s day, and of course, pajama day, all set up by our wonderful ASB members. To add to that, we have planned a movie reward for students meeting a B average and above. And lastly, it's also Staff Appreciation Week, and our contribution to that event was we had a poster which was made by a few of our middle school students, and from there we had it passed around the school, and we had students chime in, leave little heartfelt messages or just sign it to show how grateful we are for our staff and all they do.
Thank you. Moving on to 6.02, recognition of classified staff with Tabitha Whiting.
Can you hear me okay? There it is. Good evening, school board. That was a great segue into my presentation here this evening. I feel very privileged and honored to have an opportunity to come back again this year and just talk about our amazing classified staff that we have. As I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about, I started thinking about some of the amazing things that I've witnessed our classified staff doing over the many years that I've worked in education. And I had a hard time actually paring it down because the list could go on and on. I think that a lot of times our classified staff are in the background. They don't interface with our families nearly as much as some of our administrators and certificated staff do. So it's easy to forget all of the amazing things that they do that really impact our students. And honestly, we couldn't operate a school district without them. There's more of them than there are certificated staff, and they're behind the scenes making sure that everything is running correctly. So I just wanted to take a couple minutes and just talk about some of the great things that I've witnessed classified staff doing over the years, just to provide some insight into how impactful they are to our school district. I've had a bus driver share a story with me about a student who, after graduation, came back and told that bus driver that they were the reason that they finished their school day every day, because they were the only person in their life that at the end of the day asked them how their day was. I've seen mechanics drive out in sideways rain to fix buses that were broke down on the side of the road so that students were able to get home safely that night. I've watched a custodian who went out of their way every day to say hi to a student who ate lunch alone. And while I don't have a personal story from that student, I can't imagine how impactful that was for that kid. I've watched facility workers and maintenance workers work late hours into the night to ensure that lights are working in a performing arts center, so that the next day students could perform as scheduled. I watched a food service worker jump through all the hoops and read all the legalities to create a sharing bin to make sure that kids who wanted more food had an opportunity to have it in a safe and compliant way. We have an office professional here who is so passionate about yearbooks at the elementary level that she's actually taking that on herself to bring that back to the elementary school so that the kids can have a yearbook at the end of every year in their elementary years. Our paraeducators are massive and they do so many things for us. But I've seen actual numbers of student attendance increase in a specific classroom that this para served in on the days that she was there because of the relationship she had with the kids in that classroom. I've received many middle-of-the-night calls from tech staff letting me know that something was going on, something was broken, and that they were on it and that they were going to fix it to make sure that when students and staff showed up in the morning, they were ready to go. I've witnessed campus security race into situations to help students that most people would race away from. I've watched an LPN actually save a student's life after they ate something that they were allergic to. And I watch our own staff in the central office that I get to work side by side every day, making sure that everybody is paid, that everyone has their benefits, and really the hours that they put in August and September to make sure that school is ready and that everybody gets a paycheck is quite amazing. Like I said, I could go on and on, giving more examples of the amazing things all of our classified staff do. And they really do ensure that our students come to school every day in a warm and welcoming environment and make sure that all of our operations continue. So thank you to all of our classified staff. We couldn't do it without you.
Thank you.
Okay, 6.03, reported on highly capable services, Adrienne Minnery.
Got it, not this one, the highly capable. Thank you. Good evening, Board President Welander and other board members. I promise we will present on that in a minute, but first we're going to present on highly capable services. Thank you. Whoops, coordinating our tech here. There we go. So every year, in accordance with our board policy and state law, we do open a referral window for highly capable services. This year it was open. We tried to open it a little bit earlier this year from October 18th up until winter break. And we notified staff and families via multiple methods, so email, take-home letters, backpack mail, robocall, our district website, and our social media outlets. In addition, we do screening, universal screening for all second graders and fifth graders. So that was new last year. That happened across Washington State. So with the referral process, students that were identified through the screening process, so at second grade, they took a shortened version of COGAT, and then we do a screening of all data available for our fifth graders, and those students who were referred by family members, community members, and in one case, in some cases actually students themselves, or even they can refer themselves. They ended up taking the COGAT about a month ago, and then I was informed, just got the results back, so our multidisciplinary team will be meeting within the next month, and we'll be reviewing that data as well as multiple data points to make those decisions. So we do attempt to use multiple objective criteria, the breadth of assessment data that we have, the referral information from families and from teachers, and looking back at past performance as well. So services that we provide for identified students include differentiation, project-based learning, we cluster classroom placements, and then we offer advanced coursework once the students start to hit secondary school. So as you can see, I'm proud to report that through some increases, I think, in both communication and coordination with our feeder schools to make sure that we have continuity of service, we have been able to increase numbers of students identified each year. So in this school year at this time, we have 101 students identified, and that's before we open up, before our multidisciplinary team meets to identify students. And again, you can see here outlined but delineated by grade level more about how those services play out in our K-8 versus our 3 high schools. So we do offer the differentiated instruction along with our small group instruction. In OMS, they offer something called academy time. And so all of the teachers work together to provide that small group instruction during that time. And then we start to provide more advanced coursework in grades 7 and 8, which then bridges into our high schools with our pre-AP and AP coursework, college in the classroom, running start, and stamp testing I put in there. It's a great opportunity for kids to earn credit for their language proficiencies. We do offer professional learning and support to our educators so that they're able to provide services, continue to provide services, and grow as professionals in this area. So in K4, we offered high-cap modules for asynchronous work to all of our elementary educators, as well as provided guidance, new guidance this year for small group instruction. We provided additional professional learning in our approach with our academy model. It was really focused on a breadth of learning around word study from real foundational work all the way up through high school level learning in that area. And then additional AP training for teachers who are teaching those courses. And with that, I will open it up to questions from the board.
Thank you. That's exciting. I wonder if you have any data on trajectory. So graduation rates for high cap and those kind of things, engagement. Do you have any data on that at all?
I do. So I don't have it readily available for me, but I can send it to you. But I just don't want to misreport numbers, but within our data management system, which is called Homeroom, we have a special platform built out for me to monitor how our students are doing at every grade level. So I can monitor attendance, monitor coursework at the high school level, monitor on course to graduate, and so forth. And typically, our students are doing quite well who have been identified for service. I can say that is a trend.
Does anybody have any other questions? I don't have any questions. I'm just super impressed and pleased that the numbers keep going up and good job everybody involved in this. Holy smokes.
That's great. Thank you. I think I'll just stay for the next presentation.
Okay, 6.04, report on the strategic plan priority number 1, high quality literacy instruction.
You can kind of stand like here. So as you can see, I'm so pleased to be able to welcome teachers from all 3 of our elementary schools who are here to help present and also here to help support. It means a lot, so thank you very much. So we are providing a report on the first priority area in our strategic plan, high quality literacy instruction, and specifically around the area of word study. We had some new work in this area this year, so I will share some of that, and then I'm going to hand it over to our teacher representatives to be able to share their perspective on implementation this year. So you can see here, which what we started this last year, Project Word Study, Team and Task. You can see quite a few of us in this photo with our matching t-shirts. And what we realized is we have been working on implementing a comprehensive approach to literacy instruction. And a very important area within that, especially at the elementary level, is the foundational skills that students are learning. So really the how to read part. And so we have an adopted curriculum, but within that adopted curriculum, there were about 6 manuals that teachers needed to flip through to find the materials that they needed to use in order to teach in this area. And it was proving difficult, and so it ended up being a lot of variance in how it was being applied. So our team of experts, who you can see in this photo, came together, and I'll read their names quickly. So Julie Roberts, Kristen Barkman, and Katie Braymeyer at Bordeaux, Kelly Manchester, Nancy Osteller, and Bibi Geraldo at Evergreen, Tiffany Skogstead, Jackie Rhodes, Janet Daigle, Jerry DeMero, who's now retired but still subs for us, and Michelle Waters at Mountain View. And at the central office, Christine Chamberlain, Lori Goodell, Kat Kelly, and myself worked together to pour over the materials that we had to really pull them together into a more cohesive resource for our teachers to use. So it took hours of work in the spring, countless hours of teachers after hours, and summer work as well. So our formula, which we put together, was we really wanted that consistent materials and approach across the grade levels in schools because we saw that there was some inconsistency there. And that this team of experts had both content expertise and instructional expertise to put these materials together. And we set a lofty goal for ourselves. So our goal was that excellence in word study instruction would lead to 80% or more of our students meeting benchmark in foundational skills at their grade level. So we're setting that bar high for our students, and I think what you'll see is we're well on our way towards meeting that goal. So in front of you, you have a packet as an example of what's included inside these guidebooks. The photo on the left shows an example of what the front cover of them looks like. And a lot of this is educationese, so the front part of the manual has all of the techniques, the definitions, the explanations, and this team helped put together the professional development and then has helped with their administrators provide coaching as well in what the terms mean and how to implement. But it has, so what you'll see there, for example, lesson 3, I think this is unit 4, week 3 in grade 1. Exactly what they're doing with the games and then applying those skills to connected text. You'll see high-frequency words, just the simple flashcards that go with the materials, and then that idea of the decodable or connected text where kids are practicing the skills. So here's an example of some of the growth that we're seeing. So this is MAP, which is a nationally normed comprehensive literacy assessment, and this is showing the growth year over year. From second grade, in the 29th percentile, went up to the 42nd percentile. From fall to winter, that's showing what the growth is from fall to winter, year over year. In third grade, went from this 56th percentile to the 71st percentile. So we're really proud about that. And this is district-wide data. Our teachers are working incredibly hard in their own classrooms and as teams to monitor their data, to be reflective on the practice, and then adjust instruction. I couldn't be prouder. So this is showing an example grade level, how teams are collecting their data unit over unit and working together to work towards that 80% goal of mastering the skills that kids were taught. On the right, what you'll see is an example classroom where a teacher was collecting pre and post data for her own students. So the blue columns, the blue on the left, is where they were scoring at the beginning of the unit, and the red is on the right, how they did at the end of the unit. And what you'll see is every single student in that class made growth. So breaking down, I'll walk you through the 5 components that we provide instruction in this area. The first is phonological awareness and phonics. So hearing the sounds in words and learning how to read them and spell them. So what you'll see here is a dual language classroom and all of the kiddos engaged with their whiteboards, writing the sounds that their teacher is sharing. Oh, hold on one second. Then I want to press play and then be able to tell you what it's about first. Let's just listen.
All right, the first sentence says blank is my birthday. Oh, Delaney is not here. We've got a lot of people absent, my goodness. Garrett, come on up and see if you can find the word that you think needs to go at the beginning of that sentence. Blank is my birthday. Okay, go grab it. And I have a question for everybody. So he says tomorrow. Thumbs up if you agree. Yeah. Okay, let's read that sentence together. Ready? Tomorrow is my birthday. Thank you, Garrett. You could.
So amazing instruction there, my Mrs. Goodell, who also helped write the materials. So what you'll see there is students really putting those skills together. On the side are those high frequency words, which are incredibly important for students to learn and master. You'll see some of the statistics there. The first 13 make up 25% of all the words we read. The first 200 make up the next 50%. So noticing there the cold call strategies that she's using for engagement, every child in that class was accountable for knowing those words. I sat there and watched that video was a minute, and she went through the whole thing, and kids helped one another when they weren't sure. So it was pretty impressive. I'm waiting to say, okay.
Ready? They're all spread out.
I checked earlier and I didn't beat. I have an eye.
Remember, put your 2 vowels together and say, ooh. Ooh, what's the word? Fruit. Nice job. Okay, let's sound it out.
Oh, I can't bear it.
Oot. Fruit.
Let's put it in the middle.
Nice job. This was supposed to be a tricky one. Ready? Value. Nice job. What was your guys'?
Chew.
Ooh, what's the word? Chew. Sound it out. Ooh, chew. All right. Ooh, and this one was a fun one. Ready? Chew. Ooh, oh, jewel. Nice.
So the students engaging in games just to practice their learning, they were learning different spellings for the long U sound there. And you can see every kid in that class, just a quick pace and engagement that they were able to experience there. So here's a photo of students reading the decodable at the end of the lesson so that they're practicing with the sounds and the high frequency words that they were taught. And then they get to take these home, and teachers have systems to communicate with families about what are those skills that your kid is learning so that then you can practice them at home. And then pairing that with small group instruction, because some students might need more challenge and some students might need more support. So we have our whole group lessons in K3, and then pairing that with the small group support for that differentiation. And we have one more short video in this. So, and I'll press it in 1 second. This is very sensitive. So just showing that this is the experience for students across the district. When we click to the next video in a second, what you'll see is a primary-aged student and how she's really just becoming a reader and the magic of that experience.
helping Toby's team. Toby's team managed lots of things for the basketball game. How will we carry everything? Asked Toby. We can use my wagon, I said. Well, I'll pull it. We put everything in the wagon. It's heavy now, I said.
Great. So we won't go through the whole video, but just the magic that our teachers get to experience, and I get to experience when I go to their classrooms, when they're teaching kids how to read. That emergent experience is just not, you can't repeat it. It's magic. So with that, I want to turn it over. We have representative voices, as Mr. Jesse mentioned. I asked some teachers in their first couple of years of teaching to be here to share their experience. We have teachers from our dual language program and veteran teachers who helped write the materials and get to go into a lot of classrooms to see them in action. So with that.
Hi, my name is Allie Howe. I teach second grade at Bordeaux and I'm in my first year of teaching. I wanted to share about my positive experiences teaching the word work curriculum. We were provided wonderful manuals that were developed by Shelton School District teachers. Even as a first-year teacher, I have seen amazing growth in my students in their word studies. I'm sorry. Even as a first-year teacher, I have seen amazing growth in my students in their word study skills. With the use of the manuals, I've been able to guide my students through a variety of strategies that allow them to be stronger readers. We spend time sitting on the carpet, using whiteboards, sharing, and talking. It's a great little moment in our day where the students are up close and personal and are getting excited about their growth.
Hi there, my name is Emily Burbells, and I'm in my second year of teaching first grade at Bordeaux. One of the things I really like about the word work is the high student engagement that proves productive to their learning and growth. The instruction is student-friendly, and there are many opportunities for games, activities, and skill application. We play the games as a whole group, and then students can also use them during small group time where they can practice together with not much teacher guidance. It's an excellent time for peer learning, and this student-friendly approach has allowed students to gain the confidence and skills, and the students and I look forward to word work every day.
Hi everyone, my name is Haley Peak, and I'm also in my second year of teaching first grade at Bordeaux. The fluid structures and routines of word work enable my students to gain a robust understanding of the new spelling patterns. Students then apply these skills to authentic reading materials found in our classroom libraries. The creation of WordWork Study Guide book uses a research-based approach to provide access to the necessary skills for all learners. The thing that we love the most about the WordWork Study Guide book is that regardless of the grade or teaching experience, it's easy to follow and gives us the power to do what's best to support our diverse learners. Through the help of our TOSA, Christine Chamberlain, our amazing lab team, Kirsten Barkman, Caitlin Braymeyer, and Julie Roberts, we feel confident that our students will gain the skills needed to be independent readers by the time they leave Bordeaux. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Imelda Costa Uzárraga, and I'm a third grade teacher at Evergreen Elementary School in a dual language class. And I had the opportunity to support my multilingual students as they develop their academic skills. And I'm excited to share with you today the positive impact that our work structure has had on student success. One of the most impactful outcomes of our work structure has been the incredible growth in student independence and engagement. Through intentional routines and structures, students have developed the confidence and skills to work independently. Every aspect of our day reinforces academic growth And as a result, students are not only improving in literacy, but also they are eager to learn. And their progress in FMP and word work has been remarkable with the entire class, because I can see they are moving up grade levels with strong foundational skills in place. Students now want to read, ask for more challenges. They take ownership of their learning by tracking their own data and setting goals. They are engaged, motivated. This is about giving access and opportunities. So I'm very proud of my students and their dedication. Thank you.
Next up comes, I guess, the old dogs. Good evening, members. Hi, I'm Janet Daigle, and I am a lifelong member of this community as well as an educator. This will be my 30th year of teaching. I've been here a long time. I've taught 1st through 5th grade, and now I'm ending my career, hopefully in a few years, not now, as a reading teacher at Mountain View. I'm very happy to have worked with this talented group of people and educators to create these guides for our teachers to use. They are foundational skills in a systematic and strategic format. While my part was very small, this team did amazing work. Our district is very lucky to have such a large group of educators with deep knowledge and understanding of reading development. This team worked very hard and thoughtfully to create these guidebooks that truly benefit and support student learning and development. I am very proud of the work we've done by this team and teachers. I'm also proud to hear, I haven't got to hear these statements before, and it's nice to hear that our younger teachers are using them. I have seen a couple of them in action, and it is wonderful to see our students working. In my current role as a reading teacher, I'm able to see the benefits of this work in small group instruction, and our students are learning the necessary foundational skills needed to be proficient readers and writers. Teachers are using the lessons and strategies daily. In turn, our students are learning to read and enjoying it. I just want to thank the district office for their support in this project and every member of this team. They truly worked hard to do what was best for kids. Thank you.
Good evening. I actually don't have a whole lot to add to that. Janet and I share a room, so we were kind of bouncing ideas off each other. And she has a grandbaby on the way, so I thought I would be speaking for both of us this evening, but nope, just myself. So I am Jackie Rhodes. I am a Title Lap reading teacher here at Mountain View. I'm only in my 27th year of teaching. 14 of those years have been in kindergarten, and 11 have been working within Title and LAP in some capacity. I was an instructional facilitator for a while, and I've been teacher for a while. So when I was asked to join this word work team, I was more than happy to do so. I'm hoping that you were able to glean from Adrian's slides that these plans were created in order to ensure that our students district-wide were receiving a systematic approach to learning these foundational literacy skills. The science of reading shows that the #1 predictor of success for students who are learning these foundational skills is that they have an explicit, systematic instruction for learning those skills. And these word work plans, that was the intention behind building them. I feel that the district was very mindful in who they selected to be part of this team. They ensured that they pulled teachers from each elementary building to be part of this team, so that throughout the year, they had people in place within each building who were immediately accessible for the teachers. And I have received many questions that I'm happy to field throughout the year. I have been asked to fix some of the things that are within the plans because, as you know, nothing is ever perfect the first time it's put out. These are a work in progress. So we are collaborating with teachers along the way to make slight revisions and make sure that they really understand where they're going with the plans. And I just want to say in closing that we have amazing teachers in our district, amazing teachers. They're very dedicated to the literacy success of their students, and they're doing the work every day. and our kids are making progress, and they're super lucky to have these individuals teaching them. Thank you.
So thank you to these teachers, and with that, I will open it up to any questions from the board.
Thank you. I want to say that I can see how your collaborative expertise has really created these resources that are reaching all students at every level in our district when we're building in these K-3, and the amount of work and effort you put into this and thought is just really incredible. You're giving each student an opportunity to be engaged and be successful. On that, I really appreciate how these detailed lesson plans allow the teachers to focus more on their tiered supports, and refocus on engagement and classroom management. Since, it's a lot of kids in a classroom, a lot of time, it can be difficult. So these simpler things just to add to a teacher's already busy day. One of the ways the district can easily close gaps for students is by ensuring that students are learning the same thing across school levels, across grade levels at the district. And I was curious, with these plans, does this mean that students are learning the same things in the classrooms, each classroom the same week, or does the teacher have more flexibility in building these?
There is some flex time built in, so we have a scope and sequence built out across the year, and there are some flex days built into that. But there are so many skills included within the standards, so we're trying to both hit the breadth of what those skills are with building in that flex time, and then also with the daily small group instruction. I will say, to your point, which I think is a great point, one of our strategies that our amazing Title Lap teachers have been helping us to understand is the importance of the pre-teach in addition to the reteach. So they know their kids the best, and they know, the teachers in the building collaborating with one another, both the classroom teacher and integrated supports teachers know those students. So we'll know, I think these kiddos might need a little bit more help, and so I'm going to do some upfront work with them so that they're more successful when they get to the whole group.
Thank you.
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for a presentation that invites us kind of into the nuts and bolts of how we got here. Mm-hmm. And as parents watching at home, go back and watch this. It's just a great presentation. So much information, and to bring in your team behind you, they're really doing amazing work, so thank you guys so much.
Yeah, I want to jump in and say that too. I've just personally had some things going on in my life where I almost did not come tonight because I wasn't possibly going to be able to, and I was thrilled to see the band and then to hear this presentation. Honestly, just what you said, for anybody in our community to hear about your professionalism and your expertise and the fact that we are seeing results is amazing. And we can see the passion and the dedication that you have. And I grew up in this community and graduated from these schools too, and we have always had wonderful teachers. And I know some of you, I've known you throughout the years, and I can't believe you've been teaching for this long, because I don't think I'm that old either, but it's just amazing to me the work that you are all doing, and to hear the our newer teachers putting this into action and having these kinds of results with kids is just truly amazing. I'm very happy I was able to make it tonight just to hear this presentation. Honestly, thank you very much for giving us this.
Thank you, and thank you again to our amazing teachers. We couldn't do this without them. So they're the heart of the work.
Thank you. I could say more, but really there's nothing else to say. You guys are doing outstanding work. So, Lauren, go.
I'm so sorry. I missed part of it, but I do want to share that I have a kindergartner and a third grader in the district, so I'm very familiar with these materials. And even this year with my kindergarten versus my third grader, we've had a lot more material come home. There's been so many more flashcards, the books that you shared that the teachers print off and send home. One of the big things for me is that I feel really engaged and involved in my student. With my kids, you know, you have to read to your child every night, but with these materials, we're able to move that into what she's learning in the classroom and make sure that she's succeeding. And it's really fun to take things from her classroom, work with them. She likes to color in all of those books. We just keep them all stacked up because they're just such a wonderful resource. And just want you to know that they're very much appreciated at home, and I'm sure other parents in the classrooms feel the same way. So thank you.
Is there anything else? Okay, you can sit down now.
Thank you.
Thank you. On to item number 7, the consent agenda. Has everybody had a chance to look over all of that?
I move that we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, item number 8, discussion and action items, 8.01, the proposed 2025-26 school calendar.
Good evening again. In front of you today is a recommendation of approval for the 2025-2026 school calendar. You'll see that it's very similar to this school year's calendar. And like last school year, I invited in union leadership and other stakeholders to provide input on the development of this. And so we were able to collaboratively create this calendar to present in front of you today. Like I said, it's very similar to last school year, but I'm happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Any questions? My birthday's still not a holiday, but otherwise. Were you looking for approval on this tonight?
Yes, please.
I motion to approve the 2025-2026 school district calendar.
And I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All righty, we got a
Thank you.
calendar. Legislative update.
All right. Good evening again, everybody. We've passed the halfway point for this legislative session. Tomorrow, March 12th, is the House of Origin cutoff, so Senate bills will begin to receive public hearings on House bills and vice versa. Bills that do not pass through the floor vote by this date are typically considered dead. Budget proposals from the House are expected this week in advance of the March 18th state revenue forecast. The Senate proposed operating budget has been released. In a quick glance of the report before the meeting, it looked like about 94% or $33 billion of OSPI's requested funding was proposed and approved in the Senate bill. So moving on to the big 3 we've been tracking, the student transportation bills do not look like they're moving forward at all. Those have died. However, Senate Bill 5263 concerning special education funding is expected on the floor for debate this week. The third one, Senate Bill 5192 concerning materials, supplies, and operating costs, also known as MSOC, has seen a few evolutions but has been moved to the House and referred to the House Appropriations Committee out of Senate. This bill increases allocations for materials, supplies, and operating costs. It provides that these calculations must use a 3-year rolling average for enrollment, adjusted annually for inflation, and it eliminates the categories that require districts to report disaggregated expenditures. I want to close with another plug for MSOC, as it has struggled through multiple iterations, and want to stress the need for schools to have these increased allocations as operating costs outpace state funding, leaving levies as the only real option to backfill the widening gaps on essentials such as insurance and utilities. So, thank you, everybody.
Can you remind us again what MSOC stands for?
Materials, supplies, and operating costs.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, as we start to wind up, get into board member comments. Mr. Dale.
Yeah, just two quick ones. Parents of OBJ students that performed tonight, you should be really proud of that band. I've listened to a lot of middle school and high school band over the last 10 years. That was excellent. So well done teachers, well done students, and shout out to all of our paras and our bus drivers. It is a tough time, but you are seen and appreciated. Thank you for all the behind the scenes things that you do that make Shelton School District happen. So thank you.
Director Gilmore.
I'd like to thank all the families that stayed with us tonight and came, and all the comments, and I've spoken a lot tonight, so thank you.
Director Davison.
All right, yeah, thank you to the band who came and all of the support people, their family and friends that came to watch them. That was truly, they did such a great job. And Mr. Sanders was one of my daughter's teachers, and they always enjoyed him as a teacher as well, too, so it was wonderful to see him again. I actually attended the Evergreen Promise, the event for families that occurred, I think it was just a week ago, with my husband. That was really well attended. It was really nice to see so many different family members there getting information for seniors graduating this year or the juniors that will be graduating next year. Evergreen had a number of speakers there to talk about their academics, their athletics. There's a variety of students that have come from Shelton that are excelling there now, so it was really nice to hear all of those stories. And I know there's just a lot of great information for people that want to take the Evergreen Promise up on that opportunity. Thank you very much to all of you teachers that came up and spoke tonight. It is wonderful to get that window into the nuts and bolts of what you do for education, because that's something that those of us that are not teachers don't always understand, what goes into that. And again, just to see your professionalism, your expertise, and the results that you get is truly amazing, and I really appreciate everything that you do. I want to wish all of the students good luck for finals week. I know that's going on. There's a lot of tests this week, and that's a lot of stress. At least you get a 3-hour early release on Friday, so that'll be nice. And I also want to say congratulations to Candy Rainey for that librarian award that she got. I know that that was announced by the school district, and hopefully we can also do something to celebrate her, because that's an amazing accomplishment. And I had several people email me to make sure that that I knew, that the board knew, and it's really wonderful to go out and see just all of the things that she's done. She's an incredible educator. And just thank you again to our classified staff. It was wonderful, Tabitha, for your presentation too, and just hearing all of those personal stories of what goes on. I really appreciated that as well.
Every now and then I need to be reminded of why I sit up here and 9 times out of 10 have somebody and yell at me from the stands. And holy smokes, if there was ever a reason to be involved in Shelton School District right now, the band, the sports, I mean, even our broadcast kids are being invited to go to WIA contests. Our teachers are showing us improvement that literally was off the chart. There were so many 100% on the second half of that. Literally, tonight is the reason that we show up for free, and thank you. And this community needs to be here thanking you loudly. There needs to be applause and parades and everything for the work that you're doing, the love that you show for the kids. Thank you. With that, We do have to kick out of here for a minute for an exempt session, and then we'll come back for an adjournment. There's going to be no decisions in the exempt session. About 10 minutes.